Wait a minute, Kabuki. It's Burster? Wait a minute, Kabuki. Kabuki. You've been putting Buster. He's been selling me on the Dragon Buster for so long. And it's actually Burster. Dragon Burster, not Buster. Wow. I feel betrayed in my entire soul. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and we are finally here. And I know I'm late. I feel like the collab event is already over, but as you guys should know, if you guys were paying any type of attention, I was going through a dilemma with my car. So whenever I could, I prioritized that over making videos, as I think that just kind of makes sense. So so to save time, and the fact that there's another character coming out soon, apparently I think they said in the notes it's a step up event again, and yada yada yada. As you can see here, I still haven't done like my one guaranteed pull, which is as far as I'm gonna go. Unfortunately, I don't want to spend money in the game. I like the game a lot, but I think that the rates are trash. If they had if there was a guaranteed pull of a collab unit, I think I would have spent money. I think that would have been better, like kind of sort of like the Hawk Pass. I would be more inclined to Hawk Pass the collab event, which I'm surprised that they didn't do that. Would have been way more. I think they would have got more money out of it instead of just $25 just for RIMURU, who's a beast, who we're gonna go over, and MILIM is a beast as well. Bilham is good, but the other two I think are just dramatically better. So let's just get into their lovely guide-esque portion. And as you guys remember from my other video, it kind of sucks that you can't go here and look at their skills or anything like that. But luckily, oh, we can even do our summon here. Luckily, they do have an event here. By the way, guys, boss battle decreased. Time to get those awakening pieces. Just saying. Really good time. And hopefully you guys have been doing this as well. Village with maximum friends. It's literally 1 million, so you pretty much are going to spend 6 million gold and get a SSR piece for each one that you do. Very good. Whenever that event's available, you guys definitely do it. It will skyrocket your account. It's ridiculous. I was like, how do you get to this this stupid event? You got to go to battle and then battle event up here. I was like, yo, I forgot how you do it, man. I'm so annoyed. All right, so here you can actually use the characters, which is kind of decent. It's gonna keep annoying me. So here we can actually look at RIMURU. You know, for some reason you can't do it in the other thing, so let's go over him first. Really good character. I think he's actually is the best of the three, just because he has a lot of practical uses in his loveliness here. Actually, I can go to the lovely website and we can get a more detailed to make sure we get the right thing. Yeah, just for transparency, I just want to use this site because it does show you his actual original base stats. Because like the attack, defense, and the HP is kind of relevant, but I don't know if the pierce rate and all the other stuff was going to be correct, because that's really important. So 25% pierce rate, 20% resist, 5% regeneration. He starts off with 20% crit, which is it's okay. Crit damage 160, crit resistance 10, so pretty low. Crit defense low. Recovery rate pretty good, so he'll recover damage, which is very important. Well, while I'm here, I might as well just look at the skills from this page, honestly. So he has a S1 Rupture, which is really good, not only just for the Infrit, but there's a lot of buffs in the game. So like, you know, Arthur's very popular, Merlin is very popular. And as long as the buff is there, you're going to do increased damage. So I think that that's already super good. Also, he's water, or speed, sorry. So it's good because the common buffers are, you know, Arthur. And there's a couple other ones, like I said, that are Merlin. But yeah, and it's pretty good scaling, 180, 270, 450. So scaling and ranking this up actually makes a difference. So that's awesome. Next up is this, the drop deepen. This is probably the best, one of the best moves that has ever existed. I'm sorry, rank up is the best. Rank 1 assumes a stance. It's a stance, so it's not a buff, which is really important to note. Debuff immunity for 1 turn and heals the next turn depending on how low his HP is. So what's really cool about this type of skill is the same thing as red SR Bond. You put a thing up, you put a stance up, and he's gonna heal. So even if you're the debuff, you're not even looking for that, you just want to heal, it's a heal without it being a heal. So that's one good thing about it. But once you get to rank 2, it actually adds a little taunt. The healing is increased as well, and then you go up to rank 3, and then it's a 2-turn taunt, 2-turn debuff immunity, and a 50% heal. You're gonna get like pretty much all your HP back. What you're gonna see in fights with this character is that if you do not kill him while this thing is up, he's gonna heal it back up. His rank 3 is ridiculous. That's 2 50% heals. That pretty much means he's gonna get back to full health if you don't kill him within 2 turns. And the amount of damage you do within that 1 turn, he's just gonna put it right back there, and he's taunting you. So it's one of the best taunts I think in the game because you can't CC him. So all single target characters like Escanor and King Broom. You guys have probably seen tons of videos already from Kabuki, Sekapuku, I think that's how you say his name, Seeding. I like to watch him a lot as well. You'll see a lot of these videos when they were trying out the character that he actually is pretty good. It allows you to easily set up a taunt. Even like I said, if you get the rank 2, you can pretty much rush ult on your other characters, and then if you just have that, you just tap that in there. Same thing if you with Guild Thunder, but Guild Thunder taunts on rank 1, so you can just do a bunch of crap and then just put a taunt. That's why it's really good about taunt. I feel like people don't use taunt or understand how great it is because they're just ult rushing all day. There's no strategy to what they're doing. They're just gonna pick Blue Diane or, you know, Blue King, mash the cards together, hope that they get the ult off. If they do, they win because it's, you know, those are both coin shop units, so it's very highly that their ult are very high level. Very riveting gameplay, very exciting, very good for the game. His ultimate is the same thing as what is it, Green Melee. So it cancels buffs and stances on the target and then inflicts damage and then stuns. So it's really good. You know, even if you were fighting RIMURU versus RIMURU, you would take off his stance, which is the debuff immunity, you do damage, and then you would actually get the stun off. Awesome. It also has a lovely link, which is good because, as you guys know, when you have a link, it boosts your combat class, so that's really awesome that they did do that. So for me, attack and defense, obviously I think that's just a pretty good solid one. He doesn't have anything to do with crit in any capacity, so I don't think that there's any purpose of doing anything else of that nature. Also have the Storm Dragon's Friend, increases defense related stats by 8% at the start of the turn if the hero takes damage. So let's go into the fight. So it's activated right now, so we'll get to see the defense related stats. You can also click this, which is awesome. If you guys didn't know, you can click on this and you can see, we'll see. We already should know from the last video that I did. It should be crit resistance, crit defense, resistance, and then regular defense as well, which is going to be over here. So he's definitely going to take damage. They're definitely attacking me. Now keep in mind that it's not for every attack that he sustains. It's only specifically for if he took damage within the last turn. As you can see, the defense is up 182. It is now, as you can see, 8% increase of resistance, 8% increase of crit resistance and crit defense. And that will keep going, and it says it stops at 5. So this is going up to 40%. So if the match does drag on longer, it does benefit him that the match drags on. So that's pretty cool, right? Now, one really important thing to note about him, though, I really want to stress this, is that his stance does not give him defense. Most taunts give you defense. This one does not. So you have to be careful on who you're going to allow him to tank, because yes, his defense goes up through his passive, but he does not reduce the damage that he's taking. He's tanking, but he, for all intents and purposes, still get one shot or things of that nature. He's gonna tank all that, and we got back 8,000. So really good stuff. Last but not least, I know I'm just giving you, is that this thing grants debuff immunity, but it does not cleanse. It is not like Arthur's. Arthur's rank 3 buff of his S2 removes debuffs first and then gives you debuff immunity. So if you are in some debuffs, you can't like use the skill to kind of get out of it. You have to pretty much preemptively do that. Just wanted to make sure that you guys understood that. Next up, I really wanted to show is Bilham. Now, if you guys have been watching Kabuki, he's really in love with this character. So if you guys want to see Kabuki showcase, if you guys want to see a MILIM showcase, definitely go to Kabuki's channel. Okay, these stats are insanely incorrect. Holy God. Or maybe it actually is correct and it's incorrect in the game. But she's probably dumbed down. So let's actually go to what she is, because that's really strange that her skills are read like that. So these are her actual stats. So please keep that in mind. That's not, I don't know, that's weird. I wonder if that's how she's actually supposed to be represented in the game, because in here it says she has 80% crit chance, and then in the game it said 15. See, as you can see here, 80%, and then when I go back to the game, it's 15%. I think maybe they just nerfed it for this little fight or whatever. Anywho, as you can see, those are her lovely stats. 80% crit chance, and then you can see the crit damage here, or maybe this is representative when she's fully awakened or something like that. I forget how level 1 base stats, so I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, she crits a lot, so I'm pretty sure it's 80%. And no one usually runs crit gear on her, but I don't know. Maybe you should. So as we see here, like she has pretty crit damage is kind of low, but it's because she has a very high crit chance, which is very important to note. 60% resistance, that makes her very sturdy. Awesome to see. But she has no crit resistance and no crit defense. So if someone's gonna crit her, yeah, she's gonna get bopped. And what sucks is that she is blue, so you do have to worry about the Jerichos out there, and the Escanors can pretty much deal her damage if Escanor has any type of crit, maybe from his gear or something like that, especially if you're playing in geared PvP instead of ungeared. But really cool the way that she works. So she has spike on the S1. So what's cool about this is that if you can get this to crit, then it will do crazy amounts of damage. Again, check out the boy Kabuki's video, but it's really good to see like how much damage this character can put out. I definitely love it. I love characters like this. She's one of the ones that I definitely want. I want both of them, but as you can see, the odds of me getting both in this last multi-pull that we're gonna do at the end of the video is very low. Very low, and it's sad that it's low. And then you have the S2, which is Knife Wind, which is really synergizes with her ult. We'll go over that in a second. But pretty much, if you get hit by this, it does leave a debuff on you, and the debuff says you can't use your ult. So if you see someone with an ult, it's similar to like Merlin, like you lock them, you know, you use Green Merlin, sorry, to attack them, take off their ult gauge so they can't use their ult. But as you can see, sometimes it doesn't work out too much. What if you kill a character off and then a card combines that were in between their ults, the card combines to get the ult orb back, and then their turn comes because they lost a card, and the first thing that's going to come is the ult. So you didn't effectively negate the ult, which is kind of frustrating. But here you can actually, it literally disables the ult, so they would have to have someone cleanse the debuff in order to use the ultimate. So obviously Blue King, being a prominent asshole on everyone's side, is that yes, he can cleanse it, but if they're not running Blue King, then you know you're kind of in a good spot, which is, you know, happens a lot, especially when people do mono red or anything like that. Now it doesn't go up to 2 turns unless you get it all the way up rank 3, and it actually, which is really cool, is that this is a single target, and it goes up to 20% at rank 2, so it does significantly more damage. But this one, 60%, is very low. Like I said, you're pretty much only doing this to prevent them from ulting you, but it goes into decent damage, 20% damage, which is a lot of people rank 1s at that point. So there's no real reason to combine it unless you are trying to push more damage. It'd probably be better to maybe have 2 separate instances of it so you can negate their ult twice, if that makes any sense. But what's really cool, and you don't really see this often in a lot of characters, is that at rank 3 it hits all. And I think that that's really important to note, because a lot of times people will rush an ult, make you like super scared of it, right? And then you're like, oh god, I gotta get around it. And then you try to focus that character down, you stun it, petrify it, and then they rush ults on the other characters, and now you have 2, possibly 3 characters with ult, and it's like, I can't stop it, I'm gonna lose. So what's cool about this is that if you have, you know, Gother, you can literally prevent the ult of every character on there, which is really important to note, because now, and it's also 2 turns, because now we're going over to the ult, the Dragon Buster. Actually, it's Burster. Wait a minute, Kabuki. It's Burster? Wait a minute, Kabuki. Kabuki, You've been putting Buster. He's been selling me on the Dragon Buster for so long, and it's actually Burster. Dragon Burster, not Buster. Wow, I feel betrayed in my entire soul. I wonder if he knows. I feel like leaving a comment and asking, yo, do you actually know it's Burster, not Buster? I thought it was Buster too. Doesn't matter. But the Dragon Burster inflicts detonate damage, and it says 350% of attack. It is an AoE cleave pretty much, and it does additional damage per orb in their ultimate move gauge. That's why the S2 synergizes so well with it, is because pretty much you can freeze their ults. Another good thing about freezing their ults is that they literally, it stays there unless they're like Red Guild Thunder and they have a passive that synergizes with them having ults, but most characters don't. So that's just a wasted card in their slot that they can't get rid of. They can't do anything with it, so it lessens the cards that they have. So I think that that's pretty good. So, but also on top of that, you have a skill that does more damage, AoE, with every ult that they have. So it's a really cool thing. Plus to the fact that she has high crit, it's gonna crit most likely, and then yeah, def. And also let's not keep in mind that she also has a beautiful, lovely increases crit damage by 8% per hero skill used, going up to limit of 10, which you probably will never reach that limit. Now the S1 has the crit damage, right? Increased crit damage if it spikes. The spike damage is increased crit damage. So even though she has 80, you have to always keep in mind one really important thing. It doesn't show you 80 here. Jesus Christ. But just keep in mind specifically that she has very high crit, but people have crit resist. So in my personal opinion, I still would want to run the crit set just to make sure that every opportunity she's most likely going to crit. Now 80% is not 100, and if you guys play any gacha games, you know that if it's not 100, it's 50. And you can't bet trying to snipe a character in PvP or trying to get a kill on a boss or anything at that level on 50%. That's not good. It's not good. So I feel like get her crit as high as you feel comfortable possible that she's critting most of the time, and then at that point, you know, then your S1 is gonna always do good damage. Your ult is always gonna do good damage. The storyline was really cool actually, and then after that it was just like, let's make a hot spring, and I'm like, no. So we can even see the nice little firestorm animation. Really cool animation, honestly. Oof! Didn't crit. Now, keep in mind, like as we saw before, that this MILIM has 15% crit chance, so that's why she's not critting. All right, so we're gonna take one attack here, but as you see, we're gonna seal away their ultimates for 2 turns, which is pretty cool. Knife wind! Boom, AoE ult disable. And here it is, the lonely dragon burster in full animation. I like how they like pop up in the air and they turn into chest. And there we are. Pretty good. She's a really cool character. Both of them are really good. They're better than Benimaru. But I think I actually would like to see her and Benimaru together. Kabuki, since you messed up on the Dragon Burster, hook me up, bro. Hook me up. Hook me up with the MILIM Benimaru team. And I just realized how dirty this is. And again, this is why I hate these things. I was like, why can't I do the next part? Why can't I get this SSR pennant? Because I don't have the character. I think that this is kind of scummy practice, honestly. Why am I losing the ability or resources by not having a character that you guys making it so hard for me to actually obtain in the fucking game? Anyway, so let's do this lovely draw. Guaranteed SSR, so we're gonna have another Henderson dupe, as you guys know. So we're guaranteed to get, oh, no sun in the back, so that means I'm only getting 1. So it'll be really good if it's one of the collab, and it should be, honestly. I think the pity here should automatically be a collab character. So only 1 SSR, that's how they have it now. That if you don't see Escanor, I think it's guaranteed to only be 1. Yeah, and there goes our bonus right there. I think this is it, right? There it is. Oh, man. And this is Green Helbram. Like, that just feels crappy, dude. And I feel like there's no purpose of constantly summoning on this banner. What's the point? And even if I spent money, I guess I could spend the, what is it, the $8 to get one of them, but it could be a Benimaru dupe. This is now my RIMURU. I just want to go over a couple team comps that I think will work with both of them. I think you can actually run both of them at the same time. RIMURU, you can pretty much run in almost any comp in my opinion, because that ability to taunt is really, really strong. So here you could, if a Liz Hulk would be MILIM, right? I think you can run this type of comp where you're very focused on, you have the taunting, you have the ult disable so they can kind of rush ults and do stuff like that, and then you have Gother who can rank up their skills to make it really strong, especially the rank up the taunt from RIMURU so he can actually get a really strong taunt off, or consistent taunt, or like I said, if he gets the rank 3 taunt off, he can pretty much sustain the battle himself. Really good, but you still have to somewhat protect him. Sub-slot would probably be like Merlin, maybe running using the alt food or something of that nature. And I also kind of want to see this Death Pierce passive in the back, Benimaru, and then you have MILIM, and then I guess maybe if you want, that would actually be the whole collab team, right? You have RIMURU just a taunt, well, you have the AoE defense lowering stuff like that, and then you just let MILIM pop off as your main damage dealer. Rush her ult pretty much, and then just cleave out. I would definitely love to see that. Yo, somebody, please. Whole collab team, please do it for me. I would definitely appreciate that. The 2 favorite creators that I really love and always watch when I want to see how good a character is with specific gear is going to be Kabuki and Seeding. They spend money on the game, but they also are willing to try different things in different comps, and I feel like they're always have a good representation of characters. Anywho, that's going to be it for me. Let me know if you guys have any questions, like I said before, and just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.